wonderful Sunday afternoon. And we got an interesting topic, okay? Very interesting topic. And as you come in, please remember give a like and click follow if you have never hit follow before. This is a wonderful time to discuss a very interesting topic, okay? So and everybody come in, please give a like and say hello to Mr. Lu so that I know you guys are there, okay? And as we get the people rolling in, I only got one person to give a like. Okay. Yes. Anybody? 2% give a like. All right. Okay. The people are coming in right now. 3% give a like. So few. Come on, guys. Okay. Yes. EH and Jason and Freddie and Sandra. Good evening to you. I'm John. Good evening to you too. And Terrence. Good evening. As you say hi, everybody remember give a like so that I know. Nixon. Good to see you too. I haven't talked to you for a long time. I know. Stevens. Hello. LaPlan. Good to see you. Chris. Good to see you too. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Yes. Chris. Good to see you too. Okay. Adrian. Good to see you too. Danny. Good to see you too. Okay. Is everybody good? Singapore. I know it's actually very hot right now. I think it's yeah. I'm gonna go over to Korea soon. I just went to KL, and KL is wonderful, wonderful. Those people who think that Malaysia is a third world country need to have their need to go for more trips to Malaysia to take a look. Yes, okay. Yao Chong, good to see you. Atan, good to see you. Yeah, okay. So I just came back from a Malaysia trip with some some business trip, and I can tell you the businesses in Singapore, yeah, I mean, in business in Singapore, we'll be happy to get, I don't know, we try to cut business deals. We cut deals in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even good times get millions. But I think in Malaysia, everybody talk mega millions, or in tens of millions whatsoever. I so paiseh, yeah. I so paiseh when I'm there. We're so small a business, everybody is so big a business. So really, and every businessman I sit there, you all look down on Malaysian property, right? All the businessmen I met there have gazillion Malaysian property, yes. All of them may have depreciated against the Sing dollar, but when you have, 10, 20, 30 Malaysian property, 40, 50, huge plots of land and all this, I think it's a different thing. So what I'm trying to say is that I think, we let's not look down on the opportunities available from our neighboring country, right? Anyway, that's not the point I'm going to drive at. The point I'm going to drive at today is an article that's very interesting. Okay, the article calls, and everybody has seen it. Okay, is oh sorry, it's a bit bright. Okay, is when bungalow owners are short of cash. Anybody have seen this? Say me. I've seen this article. When bungalows owners are short of cash. I woke up this morning, I saw this article being posted on my Telegram chat group, and it's a very, very interesting topic. Okay, very, very interesting topic. How many of you have seen this article? Please say me so that I know how I know how much to talk about this article. Do I need to repeat? Okay, yes, me. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So what's your comment on this? What's your comment on this case? Maybe let me, for those people who have not seen the article, but let me just describe the article in essence. How about that? Okay. So first of all of us, when we look at condo owners, private property owners, landed property owners, they are like, wow, super rich, right? Super rich. All of them are sitting on gold mines. They are worth millions and mega millions and things like that. Is that true always? Is that true always? And we associate them as super rich people, right? And there were a few case studies. One case study was an owner, an elderly woman and her daughter. They are staying in the landed house. They are so short of cash that they have to depend on their friends to pay for food when they're gathering. So short of cash, so jialat. And when their friends found that they own a landed house, the friends refused to pay for them. Yeah. Have you encountered this case before? I know of one case of a gentleman, which of course I wouldn't talk about names and things like that. He owned a lot of property, right? He's like king of an estate, He owned a lot of property. Then he had a medical condition that he urgently need to go for an operation. Then he suddenly came and to all his friends and borrow for money because he has got no money for the operation. Okay, and that's where we realize that the king is not so king after all. The king is what we call asset rich and cash poor, right? So there are these kind of cases, right? I've known of many cases because every day I receive email at luchengchuan@gmail.com, or people ask me for advice, ask me help. A lot of people ask me for help in one case. They say that, oh, I'm so poor, I'm in trouble. That's why I went to buy a condo. Because when I buy a condo, I think I can get rich with a condo, right? How many of you have seen these kind of cases? And like something short circuit in my mind, you know? It's like you are so poor, you are so jalat, and you go and buy yourself a condo, right? In future, are we reaching a stage where only the rich stay in HDB? Now people like, you know, the people that stay in HDB are considered people that stay in HDB are considered, you know, heartlanders, right? In short, you know, not rich, right? Okay, people like me, I stay in HDB, I cannot say I'm rich, but I know I got neighbors, they are super rich. Why? Because I drive a Honda 1.5 liter. I've seen in my car park, okay, in my car park, there is a Porsche, for sure. And there was once I brought you guys to walk around my car park, right? The Porsche, there are countless Mercedes and BMWs, okay, countless. I don't know how many, I lost track already. My car happened to be the most humble one in my car park, and we're all staying HDB, yeah. So I thought it's interesting, okay. But anyway, let's go back to this. So in this case of this lady, they are so jalat na. They are so jalat that they actually have to ask, you know, they cannot pay for gatherings, right? The friends have to pay for them, and it is actually quite a serious case, right? And more of these cases are coming up, right? And while hello Stu Ting, good to see you too. Okay, we cannot quantify these numbers, but I know these numbers are growing because there is a myth in many of us thinking that private property and landed property, number one, help you make a lot of money. Number two, okay, it's a social status. Yeah, it's social status. If you own a private property and landed property, say bin ma got face ma, right? Okay, so I think that's quite serious. That's quite serious. Now, and I think one of the things that people mistaken is that landed house and private property, okay, is a lot more costly in terms of maintenance as compared to HDB. You know, you may not realize this, but landed house, okay, there is actually a lot of redoing, furnishing, and whatsoever. Now I do own, technically about to own a landed house soon, but mine in Malaysia, okay. So anything happen is Malaysian cost, right? It's still costly, but it's, you know, in my opinion, sub water, you know, by my level, if it's in Malaysia. But if in Singapore, I'll be dead, right? You know, and a lot of people didn't realize that the property tax for landed house is actually very high. There is this retiree in the article that owns a $20 million bungalow and is shit poor, right? Every month he has to pay $3,000 for property tax, okay. On top of that, right, because he's already poor, you know, he needs medical bills and things like that, and what is worse is that landed house over time will tear. Anything is quy chap ching. In Singapore, I think this is the case, right? So there's another couple, right? A couple with two property, okay? A couple with two property, you know, a retired couple who rent out a private house, okay? He rent out a private house, and the rental for the private house just barely enough to cover the mortgage. So it's actually, you know, now you can say, oh, that one is an asset, right? But their HDB, okay, they are so poor that HDB is not enough, okay? And the HDB is, they are so cash strapped, they only stay in HDB, and they rent out their rooms, right? They rent out their rooms, and they rent out two of the rooms. They can't ask the kids for money because the kids, cannot, I think just can tahan for themselves. And by the way, in the past, Chinese thinking, I don't know about other races, Chinese thinking of this 养子防老 or 养儿防老, that kind of thing, which basically means that we have more kids so that they will upkeep you. Can you wipe that out of your freaking brain? Our children are really struggling already, right? You should be happy they don't ask you for money when they grow up, rather than thinking that they will be able to maintain you. For all the parents that ask their kids for money, please give yourself a slap on their face, right? Your kids are really struggling so hard already, right? Inflation is to the roof, Please don't do that. Please don't do that, right? I don't know, I've received don't know how many emails, how many messages telling me that I'm struggling so hard because my parents did not plan for their retirement, right? So can you please stop counting on your kids for retirement? Who agree with me on this one? Say me. Or at least say agree, right? Agree. Don't count on your kids for your own retirement. It's your responsibility and not theirs. 你生他们的, they didn't ask you to give birth to them, Then you have a choice. Then you have an obligation to take care of them, right? Right? Don't think that they will take care of you. Agree, right? So please take care of your own retirement. And you haven't taken your own retirement, give yourself 2 slaps first, okay? Then go and focus on taking your retirement, right? So if you don't know how to manage your finances, you don't expect your kids to know to be able to manage their finances, right? So I think it's very tough. So back to this case, okay? The private property owners, right? You have got a lot of maintenance to do where there's a lot of grants that are given by government and things like that, right? So and of course, one of the very interesting topic that the Xiu Jing said give them 2 slaps. Yeah, I totally agree, right? So I would just say that, I've said this before, now I can say conclusively, and all those property crazy fanatics, okay? Yep, go slap yourself, okay? If you think that property is the only way out, okay, of poverty and only way to getting rich, okay, the risk of property is phenomenally high because it involves leverage, okay. Leverage is always a double-edged sword. It can make you very rich, it can make you very poor, okay. So I think we need to recognize that the path, there are many roads that leads to Rome. Don't claim that your path is the biggest. I recognize that your path can reach Rome, but don't think that that's the only way, right? And to those people who still think that, Mr. Lu, because I miss out on the property boom in Singapore, therefore I go and buy a Malaysian property. Am I out of mind? Go slap your face, man. Yeah. So, right. What do you think I was sitting there waiting on my cash, doing nothing with my cash, is it? Okay. Last 2 years, every time I go live stream, what do you think I was teaching everybody to do? Yeah, crazy, man. Anyway, so I'm so violent today. No, I'm actually quite upset that such a case happened. Let me say today that I've said it, I'm going to say again. Your own house is what I call a difficult to it's an asset that's difficult to realize. Okay, it's a I almost want to say unrealizable wealth. A lot of people say, I stay in this big house. I say, wow, my house is gone by how much value? How are you going to recognize the wealth? Okay. How come Facebook is always one-sided for premium? Sorry, Susie, I don't understand the question. Okay, so let me just say this again. Okay, okay. Susie can email me. I don't understand the question. Okay, because this is more related to premium more. So anyway, so let me say this. Okay, that your house is an asset which wealth is difficult to recognize. And yes, EH say correctly, is what I term as insultingly a KKK asset. Everyone should know what's a KKK asset right now, okay? Yes, I tongue-in-cheek call it a KKK asset, okay? It's okay, yes. What's KKK asset, guys? Okay, yes. So this asset, okay, your own owner-occupied house is very, very difficult to realize the value, right? You can stay in a big, huge bungalow or whatsoever. How are you going to recognize the value? I'm going to discuss about this, okay? How are you going to recognize the wealth, right? It is, look at all these people. You think, what's a KKK asset? You don't know? Okay. A KKK asset is not a Ku Klux Klan. It's what I call a Kongka asset. Yes. Only when you die, then can then can the asset wealth be realized, right? Yes, right? Because you know, when you are alive, it's very difficult to realize the value. When you die, your kids will realize it. That's fine as well. You want to give your kids something, but if you want to realize the value of your asset, no, I think it's very difficult, right? Okay. Real estate is one of the ways to building asset wealth. You have appreciation rental. I would just say yes, it's one, but not the only and not exclusive and not easiest. Okay. Second is that if it's owner occupied, I challenge you. I think it's a very difficult to realize wealth. Now, a lot of people are going for second property nowadays with the ABSD. I think it's a lot more difficult, right? A lot more difficult, not impossible, a lot more difficult. Why is it so? You think these people who are so rich, all of us were in the article, all of us would have the common sense, right? Common sense and say that just sell it and downgrade. You think these people who stay in this house are idiots, is it? They have made millions, you know, increase their value. You think they're idiots? A lot of us think that they're idiots, you know. We really think they're idiots? Well, why can't they just sell? Why can't they just sell their house and realize the value? They realize millions, they jiabui liao, you know, for the rest of their life. Why can't they sell? Why? You think they're idiots? No, I've said it many times already. Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to stay? There are many reasons. Hi, Jennifer, good to see you. There are many reasons why when you own a big house, it's very difficult to move to a smaller house, right? Number one, okay? Number one, I don't know whether this is the highest reason, okay? But this is a reason, right? This is a reason, right? Okay. Number one is that, you know, you got this problem. Yeah, this problem is a very, very big issue. You move from a landed house in 6th Avenue, in Bukit Timah, in wherever, then after that you move downwards to a HDB or a private property, and you know everybody say, hello. You know, okay, imagine Mr. Lu. I don't name Mr. Lu. Mr. Lu now stay in a lot of people think I cannot afford. Okay, let's say I now stay maybe in the outskirts now, okay? In a semi-D right now, okay? I think I can probably still afford one. Now I move to HDB. Everybody say, wow, Mr. Lu 一定出事的, right? Lose money, do something wrong, whatever. Oh, you lao kui jalan. Hey, how to take this, you know? It's very emotional, you know? It's very emotional, right? Okay, yes, right? So when I bought my EM before the pandemic, the owner of the EM said they are upgrading to a condo. But a condo is smaller than EM. Upgrading, man? Yeah, Jennifer said that. I agree, right? Yeah, so I agree, right? I mean, I don't know how big is my EM right now. My EM is probably about 1,006 or 1,007. And then my father was just stayed next door, you know, we combine both together in some humongous house, okay? But, you know, if I move to condo, this, I think I could sell max $1 million. $1 million cannot buy half a condo right now. Yeah. So what the hell do I want to do that, right? So, okay. So the first thing why people cannot move from a big house to a small house is it's very difficult to overcome the barrier of a loss of face. Okay. Now, but some people say, oh, no problem, Mr. Lu. Face not important. Okay, fine. Do you realize how many of you has experienced this? When you move from a small house to a big house, okay, the amount of things that you pack in the house gets more. Last time you have one fridge. How many of you have two refrigerators? Last time with one fridge, always not enough space, however. Then when you have two fridge, how many of you realize the second fridge is also packed to full? How many of you have this experience? Okay. Last time you have one cupboard, not enough. Then you buy two cupboards, but both cupboards also fill up. How many of you have this experience? Say me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How many of you have this experience? Okay. As you move bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, your things get more and more and more and more. Say Siu Qing got 2 fridge. How many of you got 2 fridge? And they're all packed, almost all packed, 80-90% all packed, right? Okay? Yeah, Jiang say I need to do fridge discipline, right? Siu Qing say I'm right, okay? Yeah, I've got 1 fridge here. My father's house, 1 fridge, you know. Eventually, it's just my father's house also packed to full, okay? Yeah. So it's, you know, it's like, yeah, it's just, you know, it's just all full. Yeah, Siu Qing say a fridge is all full, right? When you buy a landed house, trust me, right, you will feel your house packed to the rim, okay? When you retire and want to move to a smaller house, where are the things going to go? Where are the things going to go? Right? Where are the things going to go? Okay? Yeah. Ladies, don't mind I say this, you buy so many clothes, so many handbags, so many shoes whatsoever. How many of you actually go and sell them away? How many of you actually throw them away? How many of you actually have the heart to say, wow, this handbag, you know, 10, 20 years already, but I still keep them? Okay, how many of you have this experience? But by right, you should, you know, sell them to second-hand store as well. But, you know, a lot of these are emotional things. How many of you bear to sell them, right? So my point is, how many of you got books? You know, I've got a lot of books. I read a lot of books. Very difficult to sell them. Very emotional. I took a lot of time and effort to finish them. The only one time I really throw away a lot of clothes, okay, let me show you. I've got a picture of that, okay? Let me try and find it, okay? It's actually quite fun to show you this. All right, okay, and yes, okay. Can you see this? These are all my clothes, all my clothes, okay? I threw them all away. I no choice, you know, right? Because, sorry, okay, let me show you. Because I went from this size to this size. Okay, I'm flaunting, I'm just outright flaunting, so excuse me, just, oh yeah, I got more hair now, so thank you, okay. This one a bit more obvious, excuse me for this, look at the size difference, right? Okay, so there is, yeah, so I got to throw them, unless you got this kind of case, my wife will tell me, no, don't throw away this thing, don't throw away that thing, right? When I threw away all this, this was 2 years after I slimmed down, okay? 2 years after I slimmed down, then I better throw them away. I keep telling myself, maybe one day I'll put on weight again. Why am I going to throw it, right? So that kind of thing, right? So anyway, that's this storytelling and flaunting, okay? Yes, thank you. I'm better shape now. I feel better. Just now I was just applying my skincare and things like that. It looks fantastic and things like. How many of you got a skincare already? Yeah, I lose weight. No, by nowadays I lose weight by skipping some breakfast and walking a lot. Okay, yes. Mine is a happy clearance. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to our topic itself. Okay, so the second reason why people find it very difficult to move from big house to small house is because got too many things. How are you going to throw them away, right? The third is needs, family needs, right? You have got a big house, you move to a small house, but you got all your kids and family want to come and visit, got no space. So very difficult, yeah, very difficult. Okay, very difficult. I sell in Middle East. I don't know how to sell in Middle East. I sell a lot of this. So okay, I can show you. We got this. This one is the one. These two are one that really changed everything. Okay. Then I use sunblock every day. This sunblock is fantastic. Okay, but sorry, let's go back to this one. Yeah. So the third reason why people are not moving from a big house to small is because you got needs. The needs. You know, it's a real big issue, right? You cannot. All the children come, you stay where, right? And last one is reason is I think most important, right? You have emotional attachment to your house really. How many of you have an emotional attachment to your house? Oh, right, I stay in this house for 20, 30 years. Now ask me sell, very difficult. What is worse is ask me sell and move to some shoebox. Very difficult. Very difficult. Very difficult, right? Very difficult. So you think these people with multi-million-dollar house, okay, you think they're stupid and don't know that they'll realize the value when they sell the house? You think they're stupid? No, yeah. Mei Yun say very clearly, memories of my child growing up. Yeah, how are you gonna do? How are you gonna sell? Yeah. So stop thinking that your owner-occupied house is an asset. It is not. At best, it's either a KKK asset, okay, or a very difficult to realize asset. Okay, very, very difficult to realize asset. Now, this is where a lot of people say that, I just need to say this. I didn't realize this. I bought my Malaysia house in some sense just for fun, okay, in some sense for long-term retirement planning or whatsoever. Then I came to realization that, hey, a lot of my congestion right now in this house can go over there. Yeah, that house is 3 times bigger than this house, okay, 3 times at least. A lot of my congestion can now go over there. In a strange turn of event, next time should it happen, okay, it is now easier to realize the value of my Singapore house because I can always move there, right? So, but of course, I won't do that because I really want to stay in Singapore and also still want to stay in Malaysia, but at least can move things over, free up some space or whatever. I got less emotional attachment now to this house. Okay, yeah, I complete you, right? So, then I have more space to fill up, more space in Singapore to fill up things. Exactly, right? After I moved there, wow, so much space, go and buy some more. This is usually what happens to women especially. Okay, my wife is 3 meters from me, is now staring at me. Okay, anyway, so yes, okay, you can downsize how to. So in that sense, okay, I think I want to say this. Okay, when you buy a house, don't think that house is gonna give you value. Okay, it can, but it's very difficult. For those people who are in such a situation, like the Straits Times article says, sell your house and move to a smaller house. Okay, if not, you become a slave to your house. Okay, yeah, yeah. You want to hear how I portfolio rebalance? What's so difficult? I said many times already, right? So I'll come to ask this question later during the Q&A. I'll share with you. Okay, don't wait for 1 more year. So if you are in such a situation where you are asset rich and cash poor, especially with a house, okay, then sell your house, right? Sell a house. If not, become a slave to the house. Bite the bullet and take the pain. I give you one way out. And this one I only figure out just now. Join me, buy a house in Austin Heights or whatever, okay? And you know what? Then all your needs, all your are still there, and then you won't have a loss of face, right? Okay, loss of face, and even you can say that my house is maybe 2,000 square feet, 300 square. Now I buy a 5,000 square feet house. Yeah, so there are ways to go around it. But don't be a slave to the house. It's very, very painful. Who agree with me? Click like. Okay, good. Now, bottom line is don't put yourself in a situation like this. There are many roads that leads to wealth. Okay, you can use stocks. You can use stocks and shares. You can use bonds. You can use property, business, whatever. Right? There are many other ways. You can use your CPF. There are so many ways, and you can use a combination of all this. Don't be fixated in one direction, property, right? Now, this is the year 2023 already, okay? You are supposed to be much more educated. Yeah, much more educated than now, okay? Be a bit more open-minded, right? All those questions that you're asking, I'll be happy to answer them, okay? Yes. But let me conclude this by saying that, we should all educate ourselves to realize that our owner-occupied house is nothing but a liability, at best a KKK asset. Okay, but however, the next thing we need to know is that never put ourselves in a position that you will become a slave to your house. Okay, whoever agree with me, please give a like. Okay, and I hope that this will help everybody to realize that there are many paths that reach that can help you become rich. Okay, yes. So let's answer some questions. Siu Xing says, still an empty house at Austin Heights house. Quite a lot of it bought out by Singaporeans recently, I know that because the agents around are telling me that a lot of y'all went to buy Austin Heights without telling me. I'm happy, but Next time we go there, we all have a party, gathering all Singaporeans. I'm happy to throw a party, okay? Singapore 2K plus utility bills for 2-story detached landed property is common. You kidding me? 2K? Really? I don't stay in the landed property, okay? $500 already too much already. 2K? Crazy, man. Really? How many of you stay in the landed property and your utility bills are above $1,000, right? Okay. Personally, I don't mind slaving for a Singapore house if it has a higher potential of value maintenance. I said it already. The value cannot be realized. How are you going to realize it? It's very difficult to realize, right, Colin? Okay. Leong Wee Lee. Hi, Mr. Lu. Any other fruits for thought to share on the recent readings from the newspaper or platform has raised your train of thought? Sorry, what do you mean by that? On which aspect? Let me see. We bought a mortgage-free executive maisonette while the previous owner got a smaller condo with a brand new $1 million mortgage. I'm downgrading my financial problems and she's upgrading her problem. Well said, man, Jennifer. Well said. Right? We want to reduce our financial problems when you go and get yourself into more financial problem. Okay? Yeah, I'm happy to do it, right? If you are all in Malaysia, I'm happy to host that. My Singapore house too small, yeah? Will you do a video on how to economically transfer goods from furniture from Singapore to Malaysia? Ask the movers, they know how to do it, right? Why are Singaporeans having this funny mindset of upgrading and downgrading? There's no such mindset in Europe where I lived for 7 years. We live within our means and status. We live within our means and status is unimportant. Exactly, this is a Singapore mindset. Yeah, Singapore mindset. I don't know who to blame for this one. I think it's a very Asian mindset, right? It's not an upgrade, it's a trade-off. Stop thinking that when you move to a landed house or private property is an upgrade. I've said it many times, it's not an upgrade, it's a trade-off. May I know what Kate is studying in Germany? Kate is studying business right in Germany, but I think it's more, the study part is too easy for her because Germany standard quite low. But I think, and mind you, Kate is a buitakce one. She can do a lot of things, but takce, she's not, and she's doing very well in Germany, right? So get to show the standard, right? Okay. Yes. Any other issue that caught your attention? Yes, retirement is an issue. Recently, our new president, to be is a very interesting topic in all this. But Mr. Lu, Singapore condo is really a leverage investment, though that's why people FOMO. Exactly. Leverage can cut both ways, okay? Why sell one buy two also does sell one buy two also end up as a KK asset? When you have two assets, technically it is the second one is not only your owner occupied one. Owner occupied one is considered a liability, but it means your leverage goes up. Well, I don't like too much leverage in my life. Okay, I just don't like. When will interest fall? I personally don't know actually. This one is more difficult. I know when the interest rate will stop rising, and I think it's just this coming week. Okay, how's the sentiment in Jurong since anchor minister in GRC is not going to be there in the next year? I don't know. I actually love my minister. Right, Taman is a great minister. Oh, I need to say on record, he's so great a minister. I've met him 2 times. Okay, two times. The first time I met him was close to 15, 20 years ago when I was in a hawker center in Yongqing in Jurong. And one of my uncles then was a hawker. And there was some problem with traffic and the way escalators and cars move and things like that. And Minister Taman then, I don't know whether it's an education minister or whatever, he came and I would happen to be there and my uncle doesn't speak much English. So I said, Minister Taman, can I speak to you? He said, come, sit. And we sat down in a hawker center table, okay? He sat opposite me and I talked to him just like that, like I talked to you. And he talked to me. He said, yes, we're trying to look at it and things like that. We're working out things like that. And indeed, after some time, the problem did solve itself. Was actually solved, right? Yeah, this is a minister. Here, this is a nobody, okay? That was like, wow, this minister, good, man. Good. The second time, I have the honor of, he was then the deputy prime minister already, okay? okay? Then I had a chance to give a 1M65 talk. He was also one of the speaker. Can you believe it? I was a speaker and he was also a speaker, but I spoke first. I was speaker number 1, he's speaker number 2, right? So I was talking halfway, and then Minister grand entrance, right? Deputy Prime Minister came, and I sedia everybody. I tell everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome our Deputy Prime Minister, right? And he sat and listened to my talk there. And after he went up and said that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a great idea by Mr. Lu, right? And things like that. And later we took photos of it. I have a great photo with him. Let me see whether I can find it. Okay, yeah, okay. This is my photo with him in the same talk. Okay, yeah, this is my photo with Deputy Prime Minister Taman then, and this was me. As you can see, then Mr. Lu then has less hair and a lot bigger. Okay, great man. One of the top economists in Singapore and possibly in the world. Okay, he holds many hats. Now he's a vice chairman of GIC or something like that. I can't remember. He's an incredible man. Okay? Incredible man. But unfortunately, we're gonna lose him. But I'm happy that he became he's gonna be a president. I heard this Mr. Brown say, but not happy when he's the chosen one. Why? Anyone who think of competing against him either must be planted, okay, or out of his freaking mind to compete with him, or just to gain some fame and face. How are you going to win, man? In all election, if I'm not wrong, he has always been either the number 1 or number 2 most highly voted member of parliament, right? So why Mr. Brown was upset is because there'll be no contender, therefore it's a walkover, therefore there's no holiday for everybody, right? So it's a huge loss. But to be frank, I don't think he's very active right now in politics. I think the 4G leaders are, but he's a great asset to the country. Okay, I'm very happy he became he's going to become the president. I hope he can serve 2 to 3 terms. Okay, very smart guy, very capable person. Okay, anyway, let's go on with more. More questions. Okay. Mr. Lu, I've paid up HDB, EM, and landed servicing a condo. I'm considering a house in Mount Austin or Eco Spring. Was thinking retire in 10 years. I don't know how old are you. Mount Austin prices are going up for 2 reasons. Number 1, the ringgit is depreciating. Okay, so the owners are not stupid. They also raise the price. Number 2 is I think I spoiled the market. So a lot of Singaporeans right now are charging into Austin Heights. Okay, so the prices are going up. Okay, and I used to think that it is one of the nicer place, but I came to realize that it is probably the nicest place in JB. Okay, yes, there are other nice places as well, but in terms of atasness, whatever, it's like I don't know what's the equivalent in Singapore. Okay, so that's why a lot of people are charging into it right now. I initially want to bring 带团进去看, bring people there. Then my agent tell me, Mr. Lu, there's nothing to see, all sold out. Walao, that kind of thing, right? So I kind of spoil the market. Okay, anyway, but that's life. Okay. Next question, please. Okay. Jelly, in Ang Mo Kio GRC, I never seen my MP. Oh, I've seen my MP many times. I see Taman and I see the Malay lady, can't remember her name. And I've seen her many times. I just can't remember her name, but really nice lady. I think she's a lawyer or something like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Next question. Okay. And by the way, the ringgit has fallen tremendously. It's now 3. What's the number now? SGD to MYR. Yeah, it's now 3.43. Yeah, Madam Rohaya. Yeah, Rohayu. Yes. Yeah, more Rohayu. Very nice lady. Okay, so the ringgit is 3.43 right now. Incredible exchange rate, and I would say everybody should take advantage of this ringgit. Either go there to shop or do holiday or whatever. And I don't need to teach Singaporeans how to do that. 1.2 million Singaporeans charged into the causeway, okay, over the Vesak Day holiday. Yeah, no kidding. I got one relative that wants to come out, 5-hour jam. Okay, I think on TikTok there was a couple who went in and across the Singapore side also jam, Malaysia jam. After 5 hours, the belakang come back home. Yeah, so quite jialat. Okay, so really, I don't need to tell everybody how great Malaysia is. and for those people who still have this blockhead and think that Malaysia is a lousy place, first of all, you get eyes clean. 1.2 million Singaporeans are stupid, is it? Yeah, okay. So that's almost a third, one quarter of one quarter of Singapore going in. You know how big that is. So anyway, yeah. Next, okay. Next question. Okay. Need to open up another link from Punggol to Pasir Gudang. I think they need a third link. Yeah. But anyway, there's going to be a RTS link that will alleviate some of the pressure. Next time I'll probably do this. I would take a train in, because then I bypass the jam hopefully. Then I take a Grab to my house and drive a Malaysian car out. I think it's better. Rent is definitely a viable option, but rents are also going up. Rents are also going up. A lot of Singapore people, a lot of people, foreigners stay in Singapore cannot afford. They now go to Malaysia. Yeah. Okay. Jocelyn Chia. Yeah, get in trouble, right? It's okay. Mr. Lu should take HDB on bank loan in year 2024. I wouldn't know. I think by then interest rate should have come down a lot. Okay. A lot of my friends not be frequent to Malaysia for years. So 1.2 million is going in more record setting. 1.2, 1.4. What does the article say? 1.2, I think. Malaysia is great because ringgit is depreciating. If ringgit is strong in Singapore, of course, right? Of course. But Malaysia depreciation is a combination of Singapore dollar appreciation and Malaysia depreciating as well. So it's a combination. Why never use MDAC? What's MDAC? The automated thing, is it? Okay. Mr. Lu, what's a reasonable number for monthly expenses for retirement in Singapore? By the way, thanks for your sharing despite a busy schedule. Thank you. It's hard to say. It really depends on your life schedule. But I know of people who rent out their Singapore house and maybe get $3,000-4,000. Just to pay for the rent itself is 1,000 Sing. You can get a very, very good landed house or condo already, and the rest you in Malaysia really. The prices has gone up, but I still nowhere close to Singapore. I was in KL for 2 days, okay, and in high-end restaurant. I gotta say this, okay, I was in high-end and normal restaurant, but I went high-end restaurant. The high-end restaurant are cheaper than our coffee shop. How can that be, right? Yeah. Yesterday night, I had a coffee shop. I have coffee shop. 叫水煮鱼, fried pork, fried chicken, fried kangkong. What else do we have? Fried rice, 60 Sing or something like that. 60 Sing, 4 person eat. Okay, my son maybe eat like 1.5 person. Okay, but 4 person eat 60 over Sing plus drinks, everything. Do you know at 200 ringgit, 60 is how many ringgit? 60 is 200 ringgit. You know what kind of food can you get in Malaysia? Yeah, and with change, how can it be, right? How can it be? Yeah. So, and the food, no comparison. Singapore food and Malaysia food, no comparison. Malaysia food, I'm sorry, beat Singapore food hands down. We probably beat them in chicken rice. They want no horse run. Okay, we'll beat them in chicken rice, and probably only chicken rice. Okay, maybe atas food that I never tasted in Singapore before. Yeah, Win Liao, really a Win Liao. There are things that are better. There are things that are better in Singapore. Education is damn good. Security is damn good. Healthcare standard, not price. Healthcare standard is probably at the high. Is probably good. Politics is damn good. Other than that, I think you can enjoy best of both worlds. So I'm not trying to justify. I'm just trying to tell you what I do. Okay. Food here is crazy. One piece of nasi goreng is like 16 AUD. That's Australia. Okay. 2,000 Sing dollar excluding rental in Malaysia is very, very luxurious. Can eat out daily in restaurant. Yeah, I totally agree. Right? Correction. Land crossing via bus or train, not okay, never mind. Okay, okay. There is no point going to Malaysia since Singapore everything. Obviously, you have not been to Malaysia, and obviously you are very rich. You have not seen the price of Malaysia. Okay, yeah. So anyway, okay. Food has become much better in Malaysia. Cost Singapore all expensive. Now laksa no harm. Okay, all the hawkers also cut costs. How to be nice? Yeah, right. Okay, are you sure laksa got no harm now? Okay. Carry trade bumping up bumping up last question in this chat. Okay, so what's your question, really? I happy. Can you ask the question again? Going to Malaysia, going to buy retirement home in KL. KL is also very nice. KL is like super atas. Super atas. Mr. Lu, curious, if there's an influx of Singaporean buying property in JB, I guess Malaysia property will have to rise. I don't think it will have to rise. I know it's already rising. Okay, and I'm the cause of at least in Austin Heights. Okay, they already rising. Okay, yes. You think I might no? What I'm saying, Singaporeans are not blind. They're all very smart. They all can think for themselves, right? Okay, but no matter how they rise, it's still sub water compared to Singapore. Malaysia got pigs and duck's blood tofu. Oh, that is true. Singapore not allowed to have that. All right. I like pig's blood when I was young a lot. I get to eat them in Europe, surprisingly. I don't get to see them in Singapore. So what Malaysia visa are you going for, long-term stay? I haven't got a need to do it, but I am now thinking of a work visa because I have some. I have a company in Malaysia. Thought of whether GIC or Temasek will probably invest in AI platforms such as ChatGPT. I'm very sure they will. They will not miss out on this. Let me just change channel to talk a bit about AI, okay? I'm telling you right now, AI is going to take the world by storm and take the stock market by storm. The entire, how many of you are riding on the bull market right now, right? When the market was low, okay, when I bought and I told everybody I'm buying, okay, I cannot tell you to buy because that'd be illegal, but I'm telling you I'm buying, right? I'm buying. If you have bought where I was, now it's a big jump, and we are not even anywhere close to the peak yet, you know. And at that point in time when the market was down, everybody was saying, Mr. Lu, you're an idiot, buying a falling knife, blah, 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 right? Okay. I not only bought the S&P fund, I also bought, I roughly about 1/3, 2/3, right? 1/3 NASDAQ and 2/3 S&P 500. And I told everybody, that's what I'm doing, right? I cannot tell you to do. The closest I can do is to tell what I'm doing, right? And I blast and blast and blast and blast and blast. Now we are riding on a huge wave. We're riding a huge wave right now, okay? And the wave the bull run just started, and largely because of two reasons. Number one, the interest rate is going to stop rising. Tolong inflation this coming week is going to be muted. But now there's an AI boom. Have you all watched the speech by the Nvidia CEO at Taiwan, Jensen Huang? He's a famous quotation, you know. Let me get a quotation for you. Okay. Yeah. And this is his quotation. Nvidia CEO tells NTU is National Taiwan University, something like that. His speech is in English. He says, I'm going to read to you, okay? He tells a graduate, okay, run, don't walk. Okay, run, don't walk, okay? And I'm trying to find the exact quote, okay? Either you're running for food or you're running away from being food. Okay? And when he said that, the whole crowd went silent, like cannot process. And he said that, I hope I can say this in Chinese, okay, so that you can understand this. And he said again in English, either you are running for food or you are running from being food, becoming food, right? AI is set the way. AI is nowhere close to the .com rubbish, right? AI is going to change the way people do work and things like that and everything. Right? I'm also rushing the AI in my companies, okay, to make sure everybody catch that. But the bull market has taken off on AI already. Taken off in a big way. It just started, you know. It just started. I'm in the opinion, I say in my last talk, okay, that I think the S&P 500, it will be very volatile. End of the year, there's a good chance it will hit 4,500. Maybe even hit the all-time high of 4,700, okay? Yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing. But the right is hope, I'm not predicting. So before you say, Mr. Lu say go to 4,700, buy now. Okay, I'm not saying that. Let me say it, okay, this is what I do. I didn't tell you what you should do, that's what I do, okay? You can decide what you want to do, and it's just a normal disclaimer, okay? But bull run is started, nobody is saying no to that right now. 90% of people is agreeing to that. Now it's a matter of how high. Yeah, I've got a lot. This time around, I whack a lot in. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna go. It's gonna go up to the It's gonna go up. Yeah, it's gonna go up. Okay. Um, Let me go back to some of the questions. Interesting that there are no Singapore project in JB given interest in Singapore that we saw on launch. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Fundamentals of AI is relatively sound. There will be market bubbles for sure, but fundamentals AI is very sound, right? Okay. Okay. JB has an enormous land supply, and personally, I'm still skeptical of JB property rising. You don't buy JB property for appreciation, right? You buy it like a handbag. You buy and enjoy and let it go to zero. Treat it as a write-off. You cannot bring a Singapore square mindset. Now, I tell you, Singaporeans investors and investors are too fixated in a Singapore mode of making money, right? On investment. When you have that kind of mindset, you cannot go overseas. That's why a lot of Singaporeans go overseas get eaten up, all right? You buy a Malaysia house for enjoyment, okay? For enjoyment, right? For whatever, for enjoyment, and stop thinking that your Singapore house, okay, the whole talk, your Singapore house, your owner occupied house is an asset. Is not, okay? It's not, okay? Let me just take a few more questions. A lot of people in Taman empty. Okay, anyway, buy ready-made house in Malaysia. Yeah, okay. Don't buy new houses. I tell people don't buy new development that is not built yet. Don't buy. You don't need to. There's so many built already. Why are you going to take the risk? Okay. I think that company will need to sort out the AI hallucination before it's already taking off. What are you saying? Right? Has already taken off. Okay, has already taken off. Yes, I cannot tell what you should do. Okay, yeah. Singapore HDB will go to zero after 9 years for sure. Okay. I overheard two Malaysian Chinese men boasting whose landed house is bigger, who got more apartments. Both work for Singapore companies. Singapore companies too nice to them. How lian really? Okay. Any idea how come Capital Land and Capital Land do not develop property in Malaysia and more active in Vietnam? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, I really don't know. Okay. Yeah. New one could be cheaper. No. There are houses that are built already, and then sometimes a lot of people regret selling it, and you get a better price, right? During COVID, many Singapore owners of Malaysian property kena broken in. Thieves empty the whole house, syndicate themselves, rented a house as well. That's why you buy one that's garden gated. Yeah, and mine is 2 layers of garden gated. I went to KL. Apparently, 2 layers of garden gated is very common. 2 layers. That means there's one in the main door, and then when you go to your subplot of estate, there's another security. Super tight nowadays. Yeah, don't cheap yourself and buy some of those things. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I think this is a good catch up with everybody. I thought the article is very interesting, and I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you should buy a Malaysia house. I'm not telling you buy US stocks or whatsoever. I can only tell you what I do, okay? And you can decide for yourself what is right. The one thing I'm telling you should do is to form a financial safety net with your CPF, okay? With your CPF, and then fill up your CPF SA and MA, and then you get $3 million from. Not say, and you build yourself towards a 1M65, and from top of that you lay other layers. Your retirement jiabui liao already. Yeah, jiabui liao. Okay. What's your take on this? US interest rate is due to inflation, but reduction in interest rate never been about inflation. GDP carry more weight than inflation. No, that's not true. That is not true at all. The increase in interest rate is because of inflation, and the decrease in interest rate must also be because inflation rate has come down. It has to be. There's no other. Federal Reserve has only mandate is very, very clear on this. Okay. What happened to Garden City? I don't know. I'm not familiar with this place. It's too far and too ghost town. I don't want to go. I don't believe in condo anyway in Malaysia. Okay. That's just me. Some people think otherwise. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And I'm going for a walk, and then I hope to I hope to to be able to see you all again. Okay, yes, okay. So and have a great dinner. Okay, I again, right, this is me flaunting again. I think this is a healthy lifestyle. That's why I flaunt. Okay. So for the past 1 year, I've clocked 16,800 steps a day. A day, daily. This is a daily number, and in kilometers wise, is 12.2 kilometers a day. So it's a bit bright. Okay, and I encourage everybody to walk a lot. Just walk, stroll whatsoever. And you know something? I realized this. Recently, my trip, I eat so much carbo because I kena forced by my daughter to eat carbo because she was celebrating her birthday, and I end up makaning a lot of carbo because she loved carbo. I said die, you know, and I haven't seen it for a long time. I give you an example. Okay, this is a very funny picture. Okay, this is pastries and cakes, like Kate Lou and things like that. And the pastries damn nice. That's a problem. Okay, these pastries are very nice. This is a Portuguese egg tart, and this is a very nice fluffy cheesecake and all this. I ate so much of all this, so much. I say die. I step up my walking. I came back, okay? And yesterday, in the last 2 days, all my business partners in Malaysia give me a lot of carbo. So I walk. Yesterday I walked, you know, you won't believe yesterday I walked how much steps, okay? I show you, okay? This is my steps. Where is my, I will show you this. So yesterday I walked 28,000 steps, yesterday, and I was in Malaysia, okay? I hold the meetings while walking. I say I'm gonna die. So yesterday was 17. Oh, yesterday I walked 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers. It was very high, but 20 kilometers. And I came back after all the carbo eating and all this. You know what? My weight maintained the same. So walking is more fat burning than running. That's a big thing that you go and Google and look at YouTube. Walking is more fat burning than running. Okay, I want to impress upon everybody, right? Walking is one, and you actually burn fats. You know, you've seen my size in the past, right? So I want to share with you guys this. Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyway, with this, I hope everybody will have a great dinner. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody, and I'll see you again. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.